Bhanyam Shri Guru Shri Yatha Parakamlam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Sya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Saganaraganatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Rana Krishna Paran Sahagana Lalita Shivishikam Vitam Sya Om Jnana Timaranda Shagyana Jana Shalagya Chakshuru Militam Yena Tasma Shri Gurave Namah Gaurava Bhistam Supurakam Gurganara Sesha Sambhushitam Chintya Chintya Samastavena Nipanam Shiropa Patanugam Govinda Abhidamujwalam Bharatanum Bhaktyan Vidam Sundaram Bande Vishwagurun Cha Divyad Bhagavat Prem Noe Bija Pranam Devam Divyatanum Suchandavananam Balarkachelan Sandrananda Puram Sadekavaranam Vairagya Vidyamburim Sri Siddhanta Nidhim Subhakti Lasitam Saraswatanam Varam Bandetam Shubharam Mareka Sharanam Nyashishvara Sridharam Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripasindubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanibhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Mahavaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauratavishay Namah. So we're hearing from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami. Translation and commentary by Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. This is Antya-lila chapter 14, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's feelings of separation from Krishna. Verse number 1. Krishna bicheda vibranja manasa vapushadya yadyad vyadatta gorangas tat lesha katyateduna. I shall now describe a very small portion of the activities performed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with his mind, intelligence, and body when he was bewildered by strong feelings of separation from Krishna. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Swayam Bhagavan Jaya Jaya Gaurachandra Bhaktagana Pran. All glories to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. All glories to Lord Gaurachandra, the life and soul of his devotees. Jaya Jaya Nityananda Chaitanya Jivan Jaya Dvaita Charya Jaya Gaura Priyatam. All glories to Lord Nityananda, who is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's very life, and all glories to Advaita Charya, who is extremely dear to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Jaya Swarup Shivasadi Prabhu Bhaktagan Shakti Deho Kore Jena Chaitanya Varnan. All glories to Swarup Damodar and all the other devotees headed by Srivas Thakur. Please give me the strength to describe the character of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Prabhur Virahon Mara Baba Gambir Bhujetena Parike Ho Jajapi Hoidir. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's emotion of transcendental madness and separation from Krishna is very deep and mysterious. Even though one is very advanced and learned, he cannot understand it. Bhujetena Pari Jaha Varnite ki pare se buje varne Chaitanya Shakti denajare. How can one describe unfathomable subject matters? It is possible only if Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives him the capability. Just wondering if they're going to open the curtains. No? Anyone back there?
Yes.
Poor
Maharaj is
Bujite na pare jaha varnite ki pare. Se buje varne Chaitanya Shakti dena jare. How can one describe unfathomable subject matters? It is possible only if Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives him the capability. Swarup Gosayana Raghunatha Das Edwira Kara Chate Lila Prakash. Swarup Damodar and Raghunath Das Goswami recorded all these transcendental activities of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in their notebooks. Say Kali Edui Rohena Mahaprabhur Bhashe Arasab Kadacha Karta Rohena Duradeshe. In those days, Swarup Damodar and Raghunath Das lived with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whereas all other commentators lived far away from him. Kane kane anubhavi e duijan sankepi bahuye koren karacha grantan. These two great personalities, Swarup Damodar and Raghunath Das Goswami, recorded the activities of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu moment by moment. They described these activities briefly as well as elaborately in their notebooks. Swarup Sutra Karta Raghunatha Vritikar Tara Bahuya Barni Panji Tika Vyabahar. For future reference, we should remember that Swarup Damodar recorded the pastimes briefly, whereas Raghunath Das recorded them elaborately. These two great personalities simply recorded the facts. They did not create any descriptive literary embellishments. Swarup Sutra Karta Raghunatha Vritikar Tara Bahuya Varne Panjitika Vyabahar. Swarup Damodar wrote short notes. Swarup Damodar wrote short notes, whereas Raghunath Das Goswami wrote elaborate descriptions. I shall now describe Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's activities more elaborately, as if fluffing out compressed cotton. Panjitika means further explanations of a subject. Writing such explanations is likened to the process of fluffing out cotton. Tate Vishwas Kori Shuna Bhavera Varnan Hoibe Bhavera Jnana Paiba Premadan. Please hear faithfully this description of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's ecstatic emotions. Thus you will come to know of his ecstatic love, and ultimately you will achieve love of Godhead. Krishna Mathuraya Gele Gopira Jai Dasha Koila. Krishna Bichede Prabhura Nad Dasha Upajila. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt separation from Krishna, his condition exactly corresponded to that of the gopis in Vrindaban after Krishna's departure from Mathura. Uddhava Darshane Jaiche Radhara Vilab Krame Krame Hoila Prabhur Se Unmara Vilab. The lamentation of Srimati Radharani when Uddhava visited Vrindaban gradually became a feature of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's transcendental madness. Radhikara Bhave Prabhur Sada Abhiman Se Bhave Apanake Hoy Radhava Gyan. Give this to her. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's emotions exactly corresponded to those of Srimati Radharani when she met Uddhava. The Lord always conceived of himself in her position and sometimes thought that he was Srimati Radharani herself. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur explains that the purport of the word Abhiman, or self-conception, is that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu thought himself to be in the position of Srimati Radharani and was always ready to render Krishna service in that way. Although Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself, he assumed the complexion and emotions of Srimati Radharani and remained in that status. He never assumed the complexion or status of Lord Krishna. Of course, Krishna wanted to experience the role of Srimati Radharani, that is the original cause of his assuming the body of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Therefore, pure Vaishnavas never disturb Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's conception of being Srimati Radharani. Unfortunately, at the present time, a group of so-called devotees maintain that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the enjoyer and that they are enjoyers as well. They have actually deviated from devotional service to the Lord. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu manifested himself to show that cultivation of love of Krishna in separation is the easiest way of success for all living entities. Despite this fact, there are some theosophists who declare that because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, such cultivation is easy for him but difficult for the living entity, and that one can therefore approach Krishna in any way he likes. To nullify this idea, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu demonstrated practically how one can achieve love of Krishna by adopting Srimati Radharani's mind in separation from Krishna. So service and separation. That's Divyan Marit Aiche Hoy Kid Iha Vishmoy Adiruda Babe Divyan Mara Pralapad Hoy. Such is the state of transcendental madness. Why is it difficult to understand? When one is highly elevated in love of Krishna, he becomes transcendently mad and talks like a madman. Such is the state of transcendental madness. Why is it difficult to understand? When one is highly elevated in love of Krishna, he becomes transcendently mad and talks like a madman. Etasya mahanakyasya gatim kam api upeyusha brahmaba kapi vichitri divyonmara itiryate udgorna chitra jopadyas tadbeda bahavo mata. When the ecstatic emotion of enchantment gradually progresses, it becomes similar to bewilderment. Then one reaches the stage of astonishment, Vaichitri, which awakens transcendental madness. Udgorna and Chitra Jalpa are two among the many divisions of transcendental madness. Egdin Mahaprabhu Korijachin Shayan Krishna Rasa Lila Kori Dikila Swapan. One day, while he was resting, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu dreamed he saw Krishna performing his rasa dance. Tribanga Sundara Deho Murali Badan Pitambara Banamala Marana Mohan. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw Krishna standing with his beautiful body curved in three places, holding his flute to his lips, wearing yellow garments and garlands of forest flowers. He was enchanting even to Cupid. Mandali Bande Gopi Gana Korana Nartan Madhye Radha Sahat Nache Vrajendra Nandan. The gopis were dancing in a circle, and in the middle of that circle, Krishna, the son of Maharaj Nanda, danced with Radharani. Hey! Hey! Oh, Puri Mars came down. Okay, well, then there's excusable. Deke Prabhu se base avishta hoila Vrindavane Krishna painu Ajnana koila. Seeing this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was overwhelmed with the transcendental mellow of the rasa dance. And he thought, now I am with Krishna in Vrindaban. Prabhura vilamba deki Govinda jagaila jagile swapna jnana hoila Prabhu duki hoila. When Govinda saw that the Lord had not yet risen, he awakened him, understanding that he had only been dreaming. The Lord was somewhat unhappy. Dhanyavad. Jai Shri Pad Bhakti Bandhava Puri Maharaj Ki Jai. Deho Vyasi Nitya Kritya Kore Samapan Kali Jai Koila Jagannath Darshan. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu performed his customary daily duties, and at the usual time he went to see Lord Jagannath in the temple. Javat Kala Darshan Korana Garudera Pache Prabhura Age Darshana Kore Loka Lake Lake. As he viewed Lord Jagannath from behind the Garuda column, hundreds and thousands of people in front of him were seeing the deity. Udiya Ekstri Bide Darshana Napaya Garude Chadi Deke Prabhura Skande Paradiya. Suddenly a woman from Orissa, unable to see Lord Jagannath because of the crowd, climbed the column of Garuda, placing her foot on Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's shoulder. Dekiya Govindaste Bhyaste Strike Barjila Tare Namaite Prabhu Govinde Nishedila. When he saw this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's personal servant Govinda hastily got her down from her position. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, however, chastised him for this. Because Garuda is the carrier of Lord Vishnu, he is the supreme Vaishnava. Therefore, to touch his body with one's feet or to climb the column of Garuda is certainly a Vaishnava aparad, an offense to a Vaishnava. The woman was also offensive to Krishna by putting her feet on the shoulder of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Seeing all these offenses, Govinda very hastily made her get down. So, yesterday we heard that one Devidasi was singing Gita Govinda in a very sweet voice. It says like a tune like a Gujari. I think that was the word, Gujari tune. And Mahaprabhu heard that and didn't know if it was a man or a woman singing. And he went running towards that person singing. But Govinda, his servant, was running after him. Mahaprabhu was running over thorns and everything very fast. But Govinda finally caught up with Mahaprabhu and grabbed him, and he said, "It's a woman singing." And then Mahaprabhu said, "Oh, Govinda, you saved my life," because he was going to run towards her and embrace her, not knowing it's a woman singing. He said, Govinda saved his life. But here, a woman climbed the Garuda column and put her feet on Mahaprabhu's shoulder. And I don't have any more cough drops. And Mahaprabhu she put her feet on Mahaprabhu's shoulder. But when Govinda chastised her, then Mahaprabhu chastised Govinda. He said, Aribasya e striyare na kora barjan karuka chateshta Jagannath darshan. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said to Govinda, "O uncivilized man, O Adibasya, do not forbid this woman to climb the Garuda Stamba. Let her see Lord Jagannath to her satisfaction." Aste bhyaste se nare bhumete namila Mahaprabhure deki tara charana bandila. When the woman came to her senses, however, she quickly climbed back down to the ground, and seeing Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, immediately begged at his lotus feet for forgiveness. But Tara arti deki Prabhu kohite lagila eta arti Jagannatha morena hidila. Seeing the woman's eagerness, Mahaprabhu said, "Lord Jagannath has not bestowed so much eagerness upon me." Jagannathe avishta ihar tanuman prane moraskande paradiache taha nahijane. She has fully absorbed her body, mind, and life in Lord Jagannath. Therefore, she was unaware that she was putting her feet on my shoulder. Aho Bhagavati e Bandi iharapai ihara prasadi aiche arti amarana hoy amarava hoy. Alas, how fortunate this woman is. I pray at her feet that she favor me with her great eagerness to see Lord Jagannath. Purve ashe jabe koila Jagannatha darshan Jagannatha deke sakat Rajendra Nandan. Just previously, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had been seeing Lord Jagannath as Krishna, the son of Maharaj Nanda, in person. Swapnera darshana beshe tadrupa hoilaman jahan tahan deke sarbatra morali bandhan. Becoming fully absorbed in that vision, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu assumed the mood of the gopis, so much so that everywhere he looked he saw Krishna standing with his flute to his lips. Ebe jadi Striyaredeki Prabhura Maya Hoila Jagannath Subhadra Balaramer Swarupa Dekila. After seeing the woman, the Lord's external consciousness returned, and he saw the original deity form of Lord Jagannath, Subhadra, and Lord Balaram. Kuruketre Deki Krishna Aiche Hoilaman Kahan Kuruketre Island Kahan Vrindaban. When he saw the deities, Mahaprabhu thought he was seeing Krishna in Kurukshetra. He wondered, "Have I come to Kurukshetra? Where is Vrindaban?" Prapta Ratna Harya Aiche Vyagrahoila Vishana Hoya Prabhu Nijabasa Aila. Lord Chaitanya grew very much agitated, like a person who has just lost a recently acquired jewel. Then he became very morose and returned home. Bhumera uparabasi nija nake bhumi like, ashru ganga netre bahe, kichwina deke. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sat on the ground and began to mark it with his fingernails. He was blinded by tears which flowed from his eyes like the Ganges. Pailun Vrindavananata Puna Harailun Kemora Nileka Krishna Kahan Muyainu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I found Krishna, the Lord of Vrindaban, but I have lost him again. Who has taken my Krishna? Where have I come? Swapna Beshe Preme Prabhur Gara Gara Mor Swapneshe Swapveshe Preme Prabhur Gara Gara Man Baya Hoile Hoi Jena Haraila Dan. When Mahaprabhu dreamed of the rasa dance, he was fully absorbed in transcendental bliss, but when his dream broke, he thought he had lost a precious jewel. Unmatera praya prabhu korana gananritya dehara swabhave koran snana bhojana kritya. Thus Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would chant and dance, always absorbed in the bliss of transcendental madness. He carried out the necessities of the body, such as eating and bathing, merely out of habit. Ratri hoile Swarup Ramanande Loya Apana Manera Bhava Kohe Udgadiya. At night, Lord Chaitanya would reveal to Swarup Damodar and Ramananda Roy the ecstatic feelings of his mind. Prapta pranashtya chuta vita atma yayo vishadojita dehogeha grihita kapalika dharmakome vrindavanam sendriya sishya vrinda. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, at first my mind somehow achieved the treasure of Krishna, but it again lost him. Therefore it gave up my body therefore it gave up my home, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, at first my mind somehow achieved the treasure of Krishna, but it again lost him. Therefore it gave up my body and home because of lamentation and accepted the religious principles of a Kapalika yogi. Then my mind went to Vrindaban with its disciples, my senses. This verse is clearly metaphorical. So, Prapta Ratna Haraya Taraguna Sanarya Mahaprabhu Santape Vibhao Raya Swarup Kantadori Kohe Haha Hari Hari Dorya Gela Hoila Chapao. Having lost his acquired gem, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became overwhelmed with lamentation by remembering its attributes. Then grasping the necks of Ramananda Roy and Swarup Damodar, he cried, alas, where is my Lord Hari? Where is Hari? Finally, he became restless and lost all patience. Shona Bandhava Krishnara Madhuri Jaralobe Moraman Chadi Loka Bedadharma Jogi Hoya Hoila Bikari. My dear friends, he said, please hear of Krishna's sweetness. Because of a great desire for that sweetness, my mind has given up all social and Vedic religious principles and taken to the profession of begging exactly like a mystic yogi. Krishna Lila Mandala Shuddha Shanka Kundala Gadijache Shuka Korikor Se Kandalakane Pore Krishna Lao Talidori Asha Juli Kandera Upar. The ring of Krishna's Rasa Lila, manufactured by Sukadeva Goswami, the most auspicious craftsman, is as pure as an earring made from a conch shell. The yogi of my mind is wearing that earring upon his ear. From a gourd he has carved out the bow of my aspirations, and he has taken the bag of my expectations on his shoulders. Chintakanta Urigaya Duli Vibhuti Malinakaya Aha Krishna Pralapa Uttar Udvega Dwarasha Hate Lobhera Julani Mate Bika Bhave Kina Kolebar. The yogi of my mind wears the torn quilt of anxiety on his dirty body, which is covered with dust and ashes. His only words are, alas, Krishna. His only words are, ha ha, Krishna, alas, Krishna. He wears 12 bangles of desires on his wrist and a turban of greed on his head, because he has not eaten anything. He is very thin. Vyasa Sukari Yogi Gan Krishna Atma Niranjan Brajetara Jata-lila Gan Bhagavatari Shastra Gane Korijache Varnane Se Tarja Pade Anukan. The great yogi of my mind always studies the poetry and discussions of Lord Krishna's Vrindaban pastimes. In Srimad-Bhagavatam and other scriptures, great saintly yogis like Vyasadeva and Sukadeva Goswami have described Lord Krishna as the supersoul beyond all material contamination. Dashendriye Sishyakori Maha Bola Namadori Sishyaloya Korila Gaman Moradeho Swasadan Vishaya Bogam Mahadan Sabjadi Gela Vrindavan. The mystic yogi of my mind has assumed the name Mahabaula, and made disciples of my 10 senses. Thus my mind has gone to Vrindaban, leaving aside the home of my body and the great treasure of material enjoyment. So the mystic yogi of my mind has assumed the name Mahabala and made disciples of my 10 senses. Thus my mind has gone to Vrindaban, leaving aside the home of my body and the great treasure of material enjoyment. So the yogi of my mind has taken on my senses, my 10 senses, and gone to Vrindaban, and left my body here. Vrindavane prajagan jata stavara jangam brikalata grihasta ashrame taragare bekatan Phala mula patrasan ebriti kore sishyasane. In Vrindaban, he goes from door to door begging alms from all his disciples. In Vrindaban, he goes from door to door begging alms with all his disciples. He begs from both the moving and the inert inhabitants, the citizens, the trees, and the creepers. In this way, he lives on fruits, roots, and leaves. Krishna Guna Rupa Ras Gandha Shabda Parash Se Shuddha Ashwade Gopigan Tasabara Grasa Seshe Ani Pachin Pachendriya Sishe A Bikaya Rakana Jivan. The gopis of Vrajabhumi always taste the nectar of Krishna's attributes, his beauty, his sweetness, his aroma, the sound of his flute, and the touch of his body. My mind's five disciples, the senses of perception, gather the remnants of that nectar from the gopis and bring them to the yogi of my mind. The senses maintain their lives by eating those remnants. Shunya Kunja Mandapakane Jogabhyasa Krishna Dhyane Tahan Rohe Loya Sishyagan Krishna Atma Niranjan Sakat Dekiteman Dhyane Ratri Kore Jagaran. There is a solitary garden where Krishna enjoys his pastimes, and in one corner of a pavilion in that garden, the yogi of my mind, along with his disciples, practices mystic yoga. Wanting to see Krishna directly, this yogi remains awake throughout the night, meditating on Krishna, who is the super soul, uncontaminated by the three modes of nature. Mana Krishna Biyogi Deke Mana Hoila Jogi Se Biyoge Dasha Dasha Hoy Se Dashaya Vyakula Hoya Mana Gela Paraya Shanya Mora Sharira Aloy. When my mind lost the association of Krishna and could no longer see him, he became depressed and took up mystic yoga. In the void of separation from Krishna, he experienced 10 transcendental transformations. Agitated by these transformations, my mind fled, leaving my body, his place of residence, empty. Thus I am completely in trance. In this verse, the outward activities of the Kapalika mendicants have been described, but not their actual life. The Kapalika mendicants are tantric materialists who carry skulls in their hands. They are not Vaishnavas and have nothing to do with spiritual life. Therefore, they are untouchable. Only an outward comparison has been made between the mind and the activities, but their behavior should not be imitated. So Mahaprabhu is comparing allegorically, he's comparing himself to a Kapalika yogi. He says, the outward activities of the Kapalika mendicants have been described, but not their actual life. The Kapalika mendicants are tantric materialists who carry skulls in their hands. They are not Vaishnavas and have nothing to do with spiritual life. Therefore, they are untouchable. Only an outward comparison has been made between the mind and their activities, but their behavior should never be imitated. So they carry a skull. Perhaps they eat out of that skull. They put some food in there. Yeah. Krishna Raviyoge Gopira Dasha Dasha Hoy Se Dasha Dasha Hoy Prabhura Udoy. When the gopis felt separation from Krishna, they experienced 10 kinds of bodily transformations. These same symptoms appeared in the body of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chintara Jaga Rodvegu Chintatra Jagarod Vego Tanavam Malinan Gata Pralapo Vyadhir Unmado Moho Mrityur Dasha Dasha. The 10 transformations resulting from separation from Krishna are anxiety, wakefulness, mental agitation, thinness, uncleanliness, talking like a madman, disease, madness, illusion, and death. Edash Dashaya Prabhu Vyakula Ratridine Kabukon Dashute Stiran Nahimane. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was overwhelmed night and day by these 10 ecstatic conditions. Whenever such symptoms arose, his mind became unsteady. Eta Kohe Mahaprabhu Mona Korila Ramananda Roy Shloka Padite Lagila. After speaking in this way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu fell silent. Then Ramananda Roy began to recite various verses. Swarup Gosai Kore Krishna Lilagan Duijane Kichu Koila Prabhurabhaya Gyan. Ramananda Roy recited verses from Srimad-Bhagavatam, and Swarup Damodar sang of Krishna's pastimes. In this way, they brought Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to external consciousness. E mata arda ratri koila niryapan bitara prakoshte prabhure koraila shayan. After half the night had passed in this way, Ramananda Roy and Swarup Damodar made Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu lie down on his bed in the inner room. Ramananda Roy tabe kela nijagare Swarup Govinda duhe shunilena duare. Then Ramananda Roy returned home, and Swarup Damodar and Govinda lay down in front of the door to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's room. Sabratri Mahaprabhu Kore Jagaran Ucha Kore Kohe Krishna Nama Sankirtan. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu remained awake throughout the entire night, chanting the Hare Krishna mantra very loudly. Shabdana Paya Swarup Kapata Koila Dure Tindwara Deoya Ache Prabhu Nahi Gare. After some time, Swarup Damodar could no longer hear Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chanting. When he entered the room, he found the 3 doors locked, but Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was gone. Chindita hoila sabe Prabhu rana dekiya Prabhu chahe bule sabe duty jwaliya. All the devotees were very anxious when they saw that the Lord was not in his room. They wandered about searching for him with a warning lamp, with a lamp. Simha-dvara Uttara Dishai Ache Ektai Taramadye Pari Achen Chaitanya Gosai. After searching for some time, they came upon Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu lying in a corner by the northern side of the Simha-dvara gate. By the lion gate, the Simha-dvara gate of the Jagannath temple. Deki Swarup Gosai Adi Anandita Hoila Prabhura Dasha Deki Puna Chintite Lagila. At first they were overjoyed to see him, but when they saw his condition, all the devotees, headed by Swarup Damodar, were very anxious. Prabhupada Achina Dirga Hata Panchachai Achite Achitana Deho Nashai Shvasa Nahibai. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was lying unconscious, and his body had become elongated to 5 or 6 cubits. There was no breath from his nostrils. A cubit is about from here to here, so 5 or 6 of those maybe. His body had become like maybe 7.5 feet long or something. Ek hastapara dirga teen hata aste granti bina charma ache matra Tat. Okay. Each of his arms and legs had become 3 cubits long. Only skin connected the separated joints. The Lord's body temperature, indicating life, was very low. All the joints in his arms, legs, neck, and waist were separated by at least 6 inches. Churma matra upare sandhyache dirghahaya dukita hoila sabe prabore dekya. It appeared that only skin covered his elongated joints. Seeing the Lord's condition, all the devotees were very unhappy. Mukhe lala fena prabhur uttananayan dekya sakala bhakter deho chadebran. They almost died when they saw Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with his mouth full of saliva and foam and his eyes turned upward. Swarup Gosai Tabe Ucha Koriya Prabhure Kane Krishna Nama Kohe Bhakta Ganaloya. When they saw this, Swarup Damodar and all the other devotees began to chant the holy name of Krishna very loudly into Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's ear. Bahukane Krishna Nama Hridoye Pashila Hari Bol Bole Prabhu Garjia Utila. After they had chanted in this way for a long time, the holy name of Krishna entered the heart of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he suddenly arose with a loud shout of Haribo! Chaitana Paite Ashti Sandila Purva Praya Jatavat Sharira Hoila. As soon as the Lord returned to external consciousness, all his joints contracted and his entire body returned to normal. Elila Mahaprabhu Raghunatha Das Gauranga-stava Kalpa Vrikke Koriyache Prakash. Srila Raghunath Das Goswami has described these pastimes elaborately in his book Gaurangas Stava Kalpa Vrika. So tomorrow I'll continue from this place. That's for reading. Srila Govinda Maharaj said that some people hear of these pastimes incredulously, but he said, I believe them completely. So this is our condition, that we follow that. When somebody says to us, these things are hard to believe, they're incredible. Do you believe them? I go, completely. Completely. There's no element of doubt with you? No. No element of doubt. I'm going to sing Hari Harai and continue. Yesterday was Ekadashi. Now we've had a breakfast, and devotees can now take breakfast with grains. Adi Keshava cooked. Hari Harai Nama Krishna Jaravaya Nama Jaravaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama Govinda Ram Simha-dvara Giridhari Gopinatha Mananamohan Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra Jagannath Shiva Sari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Rupa Sanatan Jiva Gopala Bhata Rasa Raguna Echai Gosai Kori Charana Banda Jaite Vignana Shami Sapura Echai Gosai Jar Mui Charada Tasabar Pada Renu Mora Panchagram Tare Chanana Sevi Bhakta Saniman Janame More Abiram Echai Gosai Jabe Braje Koilama Radha Krishna Antya-lila Korila Prakan Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindaban Shri Guru Vaishnava Pare Manjayaman Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Koriyan Hare Nam Sankirtana Gohe Narottamudam Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Koriyan Hare Nam Sankirtana Gohe Narottamudam Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Premanande Hari Bol. Jai Saparikara Shishi Guru Guranga Gandharvika Giridhari Juki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Tilak Niraya Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Nirmawacharya Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paravajaka Charayashta Tara Sadashi Shrimad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paravajaka Charayashta Tara Sadashi Shrimad Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Rupanuga Guru Varga Ki Jai. Namachari Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Dasha Raghunath Shad Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Prem Sigo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasudeva Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Vishvaparenya Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Srila Bhakti Kushamashram Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Sripad Bhakti Bandava Puri Maharaj Ki Jai. Srila Puri Maharaj Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Sri Navadip Dham Ki Jai. Sri Mayapur Ki Jai. Saparshada Sri Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai. Saparshada Sriman Mahaprabhu Ki Jai. Shri Kuladvip Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Ki Jai. Sokel Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Sevashram Ki Jai. Ganga Devi Ki Jai. Tulasi Maharani Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Sri Vrindaban Dham Ki Jai. Shri Radha Krishna Gopi Govardhan Sham Kuna Radha Kunda Kalindi Yamuna Jo Ki Jai. Shri Purushottam Dham Ki Jai. Baladev Subhadra Jagannath Jo Ki Jai. Bhakti Vigna Vinashaya Shri Nrsingadev Ki Jai. Bhakta Prabhata Shri Prahlad Maharaj Ki Jai. Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai. Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. All the assembled devotees Ki Jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.
Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahansa Srila Bhakti Pavanjana Maharaj Ki